On today's episode of Unbinged, we're breaking out everything from the pit, season 2, episode 5. Louis seems like he's going to be in some trouble. Everything is starting to get to a boiling point with Dr. Langdon and Dr. Robbie, and then Ogilvy's just having himself a crappy shift. All that and more on an all-new episode of Unbinged starting now. Welcome into Unbinged, the podcast where we break down these shows, movies, and news you love to binge. I'm Alfredo Brown. I got Jagger, May, and Matt Coffhammer with me. We're going to talk everything from the pit, season 2, episode 5. But first, the spoiler warning.
This is your one and only warning that we're about to spoil the pit. And we're not doctors. We're not going to sit here and break everything down. We're going to laugh at literal shit. So good luck.
Some would say laughter is the best medicine, Jagger.
Mm-hmm. Patch Adams.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Patch Adams said that. Oh, great movie.
Was it really him?
Yeah.
They did, like, that wasn't before
Well,
Patch
I'm sure
Adams?
it was before, but like that's what everybody knows it from.
Yeah.
There's like some doctor from like 80 years ago that coined that phrase, and his ghost is like, why you say fuck me for? You just remove revisionist history here.
I love that we have like AD
guys.
now, like, you know, BC AD. I need like a before Robin Williams and an after, you know.
Is he like the quintessential like timeline cleanser?
He's
Is that,
for millennials.
I think so. Yes, that is a
Yeah.
canon event. So
yeah. Guys, this episode, the show's, I don't want to say it's moving slowly, but the pressure cooker is just it's going, and at some point we kind of need something to happen. It does seem like this episode finishes with, okay, here's the thing we've been worried about, which is Louis, our guy. The one who's been there since episode 1 of the first season. We kind of said, don't think he's going to keep coming back, drunk Louis every week. Now it finally seems like we might be seeing the last of Louis. Jag, your initial reactions with this, because this sort of felt like maybe it's the thing where the people closest to us go unnoticed, and it feels like that's what happened with Louis here.
I don't think he went unnoticed, and I think maybe I'm setting my expectations too high at this point. It seems so likely that he's going to die. We've been saying he's going to die since episode 1 of this season. We're like, uh-oh, Louis. What if they set him up to almost be to the near brink of death and still not learn anything? Like, that's a big lesson. And then we have a random other plot twist over here where that person does everything right. They drink water, like they only have a glass of wine with the girls on weekends and they die. I want to see that lesson. And just because it's been so slow that I don't want to be like Louis dying, what does that do for me? That is inherently sad, but it's like a cheap sad just because they're kind of buttering it up.
Yeah, I think it becomes more so the cautionary tale, and I wonder if like what you're saying is that there is a better way to do it. He doesn't die, but he just doesn't learn anything to the point where the doctors, like Dr. Robbie, have to sit back and look at themselves, right? Mm-hmm. Like there's a couple of nods to this too. Like Whitaker says it in the episode, if I just ignore my problems, do they eventually go away? Or like Dr. Robbie just not being willing to confront his issues face to face.
Any of them. With Langdon, with
Yeah, and that really feels like the whole like the personification of all of these issues kind of rear their head with Louis and his inability to. I wouldn't even say he doesn't acknowledge that he has a drinking problem. He knows he has a drinking problem. He just doesn't care. He doesn't see it as a problem.
Yeah, he embraces it, and I think him dying, the lesson there is a cautionary tale for somebody like Langdon, who we've already seen have a conversation with Louis about addiction, and so this can be another way of like showing Langdon like, you have to stay on this path or this could be you down the line. And so we're seeing like you make all the wrong choices and eventually it catches up to you. And that's what Louis personifies. And so I get what you're saying, Jag, where having the dichotomy between him who made all the wrong choices and somebody else who made all the right choices, quote unquote, and then they end up dying instead of Louis. That would be interesting television, but what does that teach our characters, right?
Well, I mean, you would think, and I guess that's my point. And like, it teaches our characters is like it's never gonna quite be like, sometimes it is a rock bottom moment that teaches you a lesson, and sometimes it's not. Ultimately, it's will. Like, you have to be willing to make the change, and you can't just wait on the event to just change you, because you need both of those things to kind of happen. And that's what I think would be that lesson. And I do get what you're saying about teaching him a lesson. You would think that Langdon's going to learn his lesson or has learned his lesson because of his career. Like that's almost, I'm not saying that his career is more valuable than Louis's life. I'm not saying that, but at least from a personal level, his career is more valuable than Louis's life to him.
Interesting. And I found it interesting that this episode they pointed out with Whitaker being like, maybe I should be the one to order the benzos instead of you, Langdon. And so I think there's just these little subtleties that they keep pointing out. And I wonder if, again, what you're saying, Alfredo, with the pressure cooker, is Langdon going to crack and have a moment where he's like, I need something for the anxiety. I need something to calm me down. And even if he's been clean for 10 months, there could be that temptation for, I need a quick little something to keep me going.
So, and I think that's really interesting. I almost wonder if the Louis thing is the thing that sort of brings everyone together for now. Mm-hmm. Right. I would say that the death of Louis would be the thing
It's a
that
galvanizing moment.
I would think it would break people momentarily, but as you say, Koff, it would be the galvanizing moment for this team to realize how much they actually do need each other, and they need to be able to focus on patience and put their own shit aside, because we're not even halfway through the season. We're going to get bigger, tougher, more horrible shit that's going to happen. That's just the nature of the pit. So I would think for now, like they're cracking so much under pressure early in the season. They need that thing that's going to galvanize them to at least keep them through, baby. Like we're getting into the second quarter of the game. We're not even at halftime yet.
Yeah, it feels like a restaurant where everyone had like a hard shift beforehand, and then everyone came to work cranky because Dana sharper than normal. We already see Santos is even telling me, like, I'm her biggest fan. And, and I'm just like, man, you kind of need to chill out. We already see what's going on between Langdon. Now we even see Whitaker in on that. And that's I'm curious to see how Robbie and Whitaker's relationship, how close have they gotten to where maybe they've actually talked about that, because like we already say like, oh, Whitaker's a little protege, but I mean like this is some like Darth Sidious, and like right now Langdon's Dooku and Whitaker's Anakin cutting his head off right now, and because he's just kind of acting like Diet Robbie. He's like all that great Robbie knowledge and doctor, but like still only half the cynicism, and that half the cynicism is he's the only one besides Robbie to treat Langdon differently. If you noticed,
Yep. And I wonder how much of that is just inexperience on Whitaker's part, because he's the farm boy. He's the one that comes from a real rural
like
setting.
Personal experience, not like doctor
Right.
experience.
Exactly. So it's like, how many drug addicts has he met in his life outside of the ER? How many people has he interacted with that's gone through some sort of like substance abuse program or rehabilitation? So for Whitaker, it may be all new experience, and that's why he's so awkward, because he is awkward to begin with, and now you add on the component of inexperience dealing with somebody that has an addiction issue.
But you know what? He acknowledged it afterwards, where he's like, I think I overstepped. Like I gotta say this, man. Like Whitaker continues to be the North Star for this whole show. That even when he has a faux pas, he knows when he did it, and he thinks of how he can fix it. But
he hasn't,
right now,
he hasn't talked to Langdon about it. He's talked to other doctors and interns.
He hasn't at the time.
Right.
Yeah, I'll give him. Yeah.
Right.
He got called in to go do a disinfection, and he's like, "This is intern stuff.
This is intern shit, literally."
Which I want to ask this question, because I think there is sort of like how there's this boiling point with the characters. I wonder if there's a boiling point with the pit, where I think the novelty of the pit, I don't want to say it's wearing off, but I think you have to ask yourself as a viewer, like, at what point are you saying like, okay, this is enough pressure cooker stuff? Or how much patience do we need to have as viewers? Because we are getting closer and closer to that halfway point. And we're like, okay, what's happening? Like, why do I need to keep tuning in every week?
I'm not even close to complaining hardcore yet. My complaining is I'm a kid who's like, are we there yet? And traffic is a little slow right now. Like I fully expect for me to get there and have a good time, but the ride there is taking a little long, and I'm not sure this is my first time watching it episode to episode. Season 1, I just binged through at my own pace, so I never quite felt the slowness of it. So this is all an entirely new experience, and I trust the quality of this show so much that I'm here, you know.
From what I remember with season 1 was that there was just such a novelty to it that, we haven't really had an ER drama like this in a minute. And this is sort of refreshing. And then before any of the refreshing stuff could wear off, we're like, who are these characters? We're learning so much about them. And then everything started to hit. And so everything was sort of the perfect storm. Now we do know a lot about these characters. And it's like, okay, how many times can Santos hit that same beat? Or we're like, girl, you got to grow up. Dr. Robbie, get over your shit. Dr. Langdon, you're doing your best right now, honey. Like, I want to know. I feel like this show, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, I feel like this show has done a good job of putting the viewer itself almost into that same pressure cooker as the doctor, because you can start to feel it as well.
Yes.
Like not many shows can do
You're
that.
intentionally tired of these characters, because again, that's why I want to circle back to like working, and I always bring up restaurants because that's where I've been.
We're back for a shift.
Yes, and you know, when you're just tired of your coworkers and you're just tired of their shit, that's what I think where we're all at. Like we're all a little bit tired of everyone's shtick, and I really think this is.
Let's wrap up this episode then.
Oh. Alfredo's just like, all right, play off, Johnny.
I like your point though, Alfredo, of the audience feeling that pressure cooker, because I was anxious the entire episode from when they wheeled in the inmate, and they kept referencing, "Oh, can you just leave his handcuffs undone?" And the cop was like, "No, we do it by procedure." Mm-hmm. And I was waiting for the moment where they just left him uncuffed, and then he grabbed a scalpel or something, and then held stabbed somebody or held somebody hostage.
I didn't feel that at all.
I don't know why, but like they kept pointing out like, oh, he has to be uncuffed and recuffed, and they did it so many times. I was like, okay, this has to lead to something.
There's enough times where the doctors have faith in humanity and it doesn't get rewarded.
Right.
And so I'm like, in the back of my head, I kept wondering, I wonder what that moment is going to be with this prisoner. Or do we get the nice moment where he's just like, wow, this is such a life-changing event for me. I'm going to be a good guy now. I also asked myself the question, God forbid Santos finds out that he's a sex offender.
I was waiting for the reveal.
He's going to get pushed down a flight of stairs quick.
She's one bad day for Dexter, you know?
She comes in and says, guys, I bought a boat. We're like, oh, we know where this is going.
Oh, man. It's like, Santos, a lot of plastic in your Amazon wish list. It's like...
There's actually a third room in her apartment that Whitaker's not allowed to go into.
It's my bad room.
So, okay, our main characters here, I want to talk about them, but before we do, guys, if you're enjoying this, give this video a like, subscribe to Unbinged here. We're talking about The Pit, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We're giving you the news every Tuesday. We're also going to be covering Paradise later on in February. That's over on Hulu. We're going to have a 3-episode drop for that. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, take a sec, leave a 5-star review. Those 5-star reviews are helping us so much. Let us know what you like about the show. Let us know what kind of topics, shows, movies you want us to cover going forward. All right, back to the show here. Our main character, Dr. Robbie. This seemed like the episode where he was, I don't want to say cranky, but he was at his most volatile. And I think that he is the personification of this pressure cooker of the pit. He kind of always has been, and he always will be. And he is, I was telling Koff before we started recording, he's very much the senior that is on his last week of school, that is flipping the bird to the teachers, doesn't really give a shit. On his last test, he's writing, go fuck yourself. Like, he just doesn't care. He's cutting patients open to be like, oh, now you got to take her. Mm-hmm. Bye. Like, he just does not care. What is this? When are we going to get this moment with he and Langdon? Because these two guys right now are two sides of the same coin. One guy who just wants to be heard, acknowledged, and back to normal. And another one who is like, I'm not normal. I want you guys to leave me the fuck alone. Let's just get through this day.
I wonder, I don't actually expect it to be from Langdon. I think, like, Langdon keeps saying, hey, can we talk? He I never feel anxiety from Langdon. Like I brought this, we keep bringing this up. He's the most calming presence out of the crew right now, where you just feel like, wow, this is just normal doctor shit happening, and he's handling it. Whereas anytime Robbie comes in, that's when the anxiety ramps up, and Layton's just like, hey, can we talk? Trying to be an adult and air things out in a healthy manner. And Robbie's like, oh, I don't have time. Oh, I don't have time. And then, if anything, I think this is a good juxtaposition from where Langdon was with Santos last season, where I think Robbie's just going to be an absolute asshole to Langdon out in public, and then someone's going to call him out and be like, you need to chill the fuck out. So.
See, I think it's going to be having to deal with Louis. Either saving Louis or losing Louis is going to be the thing that brings them together, because they're going to have that moment of contemplation. And that's when Langdon's either going to get the moment to talk to Robbie, or Robbie is going to go off to have his own private reflection, and Langdon like confronts him with it.
Both of our theories are very indicative of our personalities. Cops, like, I think they're going to save a life. Everyone's going to hold hands. They're going to love each other and ride tandem motorcycles, like, off into the
Tandem motorcycles. Dr. Langdon in a sidecar.
Exactly. Jag's like, they're going to get boxing gloves and beat the shit out of each other.
I will say this: they're doing as much as they can to try to set up Dr. Robbie as to like why he is acting like this. Even Dana, Nurse Dana says like maybe he's trying to outrun ghosts, some old ghosts. Is this still the thing? And I hate to put it that way, right? But is it still the thing with his former
mentor?
I guess mentor.
I mean,
like, is that still the thing that's hitting him, or is it? The way I envision it is he almost sees himself as the failure now, because the guy he was mentoring, everything was happening right under his nose.
Both could be true. I think it's a combination.
I think it's both of those things. Yeah. Because what has he done to fix the problem? You know,
nothing.
We know that he's trying to find a therapist. You know,
bought a motorcycle.
I imagine it's a lot like. Mm-hmm. I imagine it's a lot like the guy who's like, oh, my father wasn't a very good father. I'm going to be a good father when I have that opportunity. And then feels like they fail at that. It seems like a very similar thing here for Dr. Robbie as the attending. And I keep going back to that Whitaker line that if you ignore your problems, they'll just go away. Like the pit doesn't do throwaway stuff. They really don't. Everything is intentional. And I wonder how much like we're seeing Whitaker as Robbie's new like number one. You're my number one boy, you know, and he's so proud of him with everything he's doing. But then even Whitaker is kind of making that. I think it was very tongue in cheek when he said it, but even he is saying that out loud. I think that is very intentional.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah, he's trying to point out, be like, look, you can't, like, we are in a literal life and death situation constantly. So like we can't just ignore shit. We have to confront it.
Now, guys, Dr. Santos is the other one here who, for me, it's getting old. Like every time I see her on camera, I'm like, oh, cool. She's just going to be angry. Right. This seems like her breaking point is less about her with people and more about her. I mean, maybe, yeah. Like at some point, everyone's going to get tired of her shtick, because I know I am. Are you guys in that same boat, Jag? I know you're typically number one fan of Santos.
I mean, it goes back to what I said. I think it's very intentional that we're all getting tired of her shit. And I think Whitaker might be that breaking point for her. That like we might actually get some Whitaker heat a little bit, and that'll come at Santos. You know, like, yeah, he's a North Star, but North Stars still burn hot sometimes. So I think if anyone's going to get tired of her, it's the person living with her the most, you know?
I feel like every group has that one friend that like they're always a little too much. They're either like bullying is their love language, or like they do that, like I can make fun of them or I can beat up on them, but no one else can, you know, like this is my person type thing. Santos very much feels like that. Like her love language is to, like, she probably grew up with like 3 older brothers, and this is how she like is used to it in group dynamics.
Don't just at me next time, Alfredo. Yeah. I'm kidding, dog.
No, but like I feel like every friend group has had that. No,
You are right.
Like,
And it's just normally me. It's
there's typically the one person that takes it, the one person that gives it. I realize how that sound after I said it, and then there's all the other people like in between that's sort of like
So,
jump in, jump out.
Pitcher, catcher, and audience is what you're saying.
Okay,
What
I
Santos really
generate
needs
most of the power. That's what's important.
from the bottom. It's about speed.
Yeah, speed is everything.
I fucking love that scene.
nope.
I think Santos just needs another bad dad to focus on and just channel her rage towards, and then she'll be fine.
I think she needs to go to therapy too. Like her and Robbie, like
Of course,
need it more
they
than
all
anybody.
need therapy. They all need therapy.
Is there a thing though? Is there a thing though that can fix them within the shift, right? Because like
No.
I think the trope of everyone getting to their breaking point throughout the season is interesting, but I also think like you will lose that interest if everything is always about breaking point. How far can they be pushed? I wonder if are the breaking points different? Like, does she all of a sudden get in a better mood because she's able to use AI to finish all of her shit? And Dr. Al I'm just saying, and Dr. Al gives her a compliment of like, oh, great job finishing all your charting. You're going to do great with your R2 or I can't remember what it's
R2.
called. Yeah. Maybe that's what she needs.
She just needs a gold
Because-
star from mommy, and then she'll be fine.
I mean, Langdon felt a lot better when Mom came and gave him the gold
That is
star.
true.
And she's like, Dr. Robbie's not going to be here soon. I'm very happy that you're here. And all of a sudden, he got that ounce of validation he's been searching for.
He got that 2 Christmas moment. He's like, yay, 2 Christmases.
I'm not gonna lie though, that moment without Hashimi, I definitely think her flirting with Robbie is just a tactic. It is
Ooh,
just
yeah.
a fucking tactic. As the great poet Lil Wayne once said, "Real G's move in silence like lasagna. Homegirls moving quiet."
Amen. Amen.
Oh, god damn it.
Amen.
Have you guys seen, obviously I don't subscribe to it, but have you guys seen the fan theory about what Dr. Al really is? That she's actually like an AI.
A centaur?
She's an AI chatbot come to life, and she's trying to convince the entire hospital to move over.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. What are we doing? That's enough internet for today.
Like I said, I don't subscribe to it. I'm just saying that's one of the fan theories floating around the internet right now.
What depths of Reddit were you on, Tom?
I don't want to say.
Yeah, I suppose so. Let's not ask that question. I will say though, it kind of does make like she is kind of moving like Chat GPT. It's like, great idea. Let's expand on that.
She's fucking Skynet. I knew it.
Do you guys see the commercials that Claude AI is going to run during the Super Bowl?
Kill me.
No. I'm so sad.
So no, I will say it's actually really clever. It's about how ChatGPT is going to start adding ads to its AI algorithm and some of its responses, and you'll get ads like within that. And one of them is this guy talking to a therapist where he's talking about his relationship with his mom, and in the middle of the conversation, the therapist switches over to basically cougars finding hot moms.
This is fucking Rivermind from fucking
Rivermind,
Black Mirror.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
God damn it.
Like, imagining Dr. Al as that.
Hot singles in your area want to talk.
Fucks you up.
MILFs in
Just messes you
Pittsburgh.
Oh, Jesus.
Brazzers is now free.
FarmersOnly.com when she walks by Whitaker. Because we forgot Whitaker is kind of dating that widow farmer lady from a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's
sure.
going to come back up.
She likes little weasel farm boys,
Oh, don't give Whitaker the strays right now, man.
Oh,
He's got the, what is it?
See how I'm
Rat Boy
pulling the
Summer
Santos?
face?
See?
So it's you. You're self-aware. You're self-aware. So with Santos, I'm curious about this because maybe not to say to be tired of the character, but thinking of this, like at what point is Santos's ambition, does it just cross over from being noble, which is what a lot of these doctors are? It's taking the best of people out of the best of us and now a lot of her actions are very self-serving, where it's less about patience, and you kind of get a little bit of that glimpse of conversation when Dr. Al is talking to Robbie, and she's like, I'm not trying to have AI replace doctors, I'm trying to get home to my son.
Lies.
And it's she doesn't have a son because she's AI. Is that what we're doing? Yeah, she's a T1000. Got it.
Thank you.
And like, I wonder, like, where is it where it becomes self-serving? Obviously, I think the answer is it can be both.
Yeah. And I think her having a self-serving viewpoint is her thinking that everyone thinks like her. She's like, I want to go home. Don't you want to go home too? Here's something that helps everyone. So, I'm not quite there to where she's just like full blown selfish, but I just, man, I don't think she's just there to like fill in for Robbie. I feel like she's there to like full blown cuck Robbie. That's where I'm at worried.
Dr. Al?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I think
Yeah, I think. Sorry, go.
no, that's cool. So talking about Santos, I think what it comes down to is
You were talking about Santos being self-serving, like serving.
Yep, because
Oh,
she wants to
okay,
do
yeah,
double
yeah.
residency and all that.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
what it
and then
comes
the
down to
charting
is
thing.
like,
My bad.
yep. No, you're good.
Where like you see that dichotomy between her and Dana, where Dana's like, yeah, I'm sure
Sucks
that's
to
great
be
that you gotta
you.
do that.
You can-
Sucks to be you,
You can supervise best I can do.
baby Jane Doe.
Um,
The Nurse Dana vocal stems
I
are
love
just
it.
perfection.
I think with Santos, it's gonna be, where does her ego end and her empathy begin, and which does she lean on more, right? So in cases like we saw with the bruised little girl, like her empathy outshone her ego. And then other cases we see it's the ego. She's like, yeah, I can do whatever. Like, I'm fine. Like, especially going back to season 1, she's like, can I cut this person open? Like, she was so gung-ho to do everything the first time. That's her ego talking. And so, exactly. And so I think she's gotten to the point now where her empathy overtakes her ego more often, but every once in a while we see an ego flare up. And it's that's a hard lesson for anybody, right? Anyone that has expertise and knowledge and feels like they know what they're doing is going to have that moment where you have to stop and go, okay, am I doing this because I'm doing it for me, or am I doing it for the right reasons? And so either she's going to get confronted with a patient that forces her to make that decision, or one of her other doctors is going to pull her back and be like, hey, you fucked up because you didn't think about the patient.
What if there's a third option too, where her being so focused on doing her paperwork and charting is her thinking, I'm trying to be a good
Right.
And that's not right. That's the wrong lesson she's taking. It's like the lesson is like, hey man, keep up on your charting. You're going to have a long fucking day, but like keep on, not like derail everything and take care of this now. And I think that's also another lesson that she can learn, where like she's being unknowingly, a lot of people are unknowingly selfish, but like it's more like her impact versus intent. Like her intent is not to be selfish, but the impact of that is inherently selfish.
And I'm glad you brought that
There's
up.
a little bit of Tony Stark there.
Yeah. I'm
Like
glad,
building
I'm glad
Ultron, you talking about? Like
No, of more of like she wants to do the right thing, but she's also trying to get hers at the same time. Like, I will do the right thing, and this can be about me. Both things can be true.
yes.
But I like that you brought that up, Jag, where she's so focused on getting her paperwork done that she's not always paying attention to stuff. Like, there was a point where she was supervising Ogilvy with the pneumonia patient, I believe, where she had her back completely turned to him. And so she wasn't paying attention at all to what he was doing. So is she going to get to a point where she does that again, but Ogilvy is in over his head? And they miss something, he doesn't ask the right question, and then the patient ends up getting severely injured or dying because of the result.
It's like missing the forest, for the trees type situation.
For the trees. Mm-hmm. Yep. She's so focused on this. At the end of the day, charting is important, but it is secondary to your primary responsibilities of making sure your patients stay alive.
Yeah, and what I would do in her scenario, I would go talk to Al Hashimi and say, I apologize for not being up on charting. We are fucked right now, and I'm going to focus on being a doctor. I will stay behind and get caught up, and I won't let this happen again. that will tell her, it's like, don't fuck with me for the rest of this shift, and then I'll get it done. And you are assuring her that the lesson was heard, and you're not going to let it happen again. Like, that's the proper method
Bingo.
for her to move. And I definitely, I'm like with the rest of you, I need her to get there. So
What I think this does a really good job of is showing that it's a broken system, not just for the patients, but for the doctors as well. It's all a broken system. And right now, Dr. Al, you start to ask yourself, like, okay, like, what are you willing to live with, and what are you willing to use to, I hate to say cut corners, but it's almost like sticking your sugar packet underneath a wobbly table here. How do you fix the system? Do you make things go faster with AI? Like, is that what you do? Like Vig has told us, who one of our other co-hosts, he is a doctor. There are lots of doctors that love the AI dictation and on a lot of that stuff, and some that are still getting used to it. But I think one of the biggest depictions of like the broken system is not just Santos doing her notes. It's seeing this Latino family who the dad's like, well, how much is that going to cost? And they keep breaking down price to the point where Dr. Joy is just like, well, you can send him over here and it's going to cost a lot less. He doesn't have to stay here in the ER. And you start to see that it's like something that I guess Dr. Mohan or even Dr. Al-Hashimi or maybe the other doctors, you don't notice a problem until it's yours, until you have dealt with it or you can understand it. And there's a lot of times where you just can't even empathize with things. I thought that was a really great moment to show sort of a different perspective of what being a patient or what the hospital system is like, while still showing us how broken this can be.
and how it's so broke. Go ahead, Cough. Sorry,
I was just saying, it also gives us character motivation for Joy too, because like for the last couple of episodes, I'm like, why does she even want to be a doctor? She seems miserable. Like, she's funny, but like she doesn't seem like she's there by her choice. And then we get the background reveal of like, oh, her grandma had cancer, and like she wanted to be a doctor because of that experience. And so, but then we also get the line of her being like, I don't like watching people die, or I don't like being around people that are dying. And it's like, well, then why are you in a hospital?
I mean, who does like it?
Yeah, and I think because I thought the same when I heard that, and I actually thought back to that later, and I don't like being around dying people is her why. Like, I don't want to be around dying people, so I'm going to figure out how to stop motherfuckers from dying, is the way that she took it. And she said that the most Joy way possible, which is with a lack of joy in her voice.
I mean, the whole time we've been sitting here wondering, it's like, man, she seems like the least happy person here. Not that you need to be happy at the hospital, but it's that perfect thing of like the looks can be deceiving, and like what you're seeing on the outside is not who they are on the inside. Her ambitions here have been less about herself, whereas like Ogilvy, you see it as directly himself, and now he's covered in shit. So
Get fucked.
Good. But like Dr. Joy, you can see like everything for her actually does really come from a noble place, even though it doesn't come out that way.
Right. She has the dickhead filter on, but like the intent is meant well.
It's like the Inside Out person that runs her hair is like Ennui from like Inside Out 2, you know? She's just always like just bored and depressing.
Guys, Dr. MacGyver, does he work here?
Bro, I fucking love that so much.
Nothing sounds like you're both young and a farm boy at the same time. Like there's multiple reasons why that pop culture reference fell like through the cracks for him. It's like oh
My God, Whitaker, man, still love him. I don't know if there's anyone else that it could have worked with that one line there where it's equally
Javati could have pulled it off.
Okay, that's fair.
I'd also believe Javati not knowing that reference either. So, like, what book is that from? What medical book?
Yeah. We got a couple different patients here. We have our patient who has sepsis, getting worse and worse and worse, needs surgery. But the one that I think made us all kind of laugh as we were watching this is Jag, as you so lovingly called him. Was it Jimothy Chalamet?
Yeah, you said Tomothy.
Who gets the dry Tomothy Chalamet, who gets the dry ice to the chest. First of all, just the absolute dumbest fucking thing ever. And I love that Langdon, and I can never remember the other, I believe it, nurse's name, where they get asked, "Do you want to see the video?" And they're just like,
Yes.
"Yeah, yes."
Gotta see this. I was waiting for one of them to be like, can you send that to me?
Yeah. It's like we need it for medical purposes. It's like,
We're gonna put this in his file. Yeah, exactly. I love the question too. The follow up is like, so we can try again in a couple months. It's like, no, you dumbass.
that reminds me when I was in college and I was filming for a film festival, the yearly horror film one. I wanted to light a pentagram on fire, and like the lighter fluid wasn't working properly. So I said, fuck it, we're going to use gas. And like my buddy just had like a gas station, like styrofoam cup, pouring it around. So it was like getting everywhere. We lit it, and like my entire garage catches fire, like black smoke everywhere.
No shit.
Yeah, well, exactly. I thought, I was like, I'm burning my mom's house down. I'm so fucked. And then it just went out, dude. It just like, poof, it quit. All the gas burned up. And I was just like, wow, that was scary. Let's get a squeeze bottle so it's a little bit more.
So it's more concentrated.
Yeah, and let's do it
so
again.
It's more controlled. Well, you know what they say: if you fail once, try again. Try again.
Yeah. So
You got to fight fire with fire.
exactly. The dumbest phrase of all time. Like, let's fight fire with fire. Whoever thought of that died.
That's
and
a legit
no one...
thing. Nope. That's a legit thing. If you burn out the fuel before a fire can reach it, you can stop it in its tracks. That's what they do during like wildfires. If you pre-burn a section that it's going towards, you can stop it.
Maybe we give a little more context to the phrase instead of, shooting a flamethrower at more fire.
That's what I think of.
You
It's
don't
like,
put the
fuck you
fire
back
at
with
the
a
fire. You take away its fuel later down the line, and then you can kill
I
the
talk
fire.
about
Where were those
sports and
instructions in the
TV
sentence?
For money. Okay, I actually got kicked out of the fire department. That's a true story for another pod. But
Oh wow!
Or for this punch.
But wait, speaking of branding, Alfredo and I are in a fraternity, and we had he wasn't even a fraternity brother at the time. He was a pledge at the time. Decided that he wanted to show his dedication to the process by getting not the fraternity letters, but his pledge class designation letters branded onto his shoulder with a hot pair of scissors.
oh
And
my
what's
god, you
even
didn't tell me
funnier,
that.
hot pair of scissors.
He lit
at home.
So he wanted to write the letters A and E
For Alpha
And so
Epsilon.
to do this for the branding, because you obviously like you can't do it all at one time. You're doing like every little line. He was lighting the scissors on fire, getting them nice and hot, and then branding his
one line at a time. A-E for Alpha Epsilon. And
What-
so then
didn't even
everyone
think
was
about
like,
a hanger. There's so many
Nope.
options.
nope. And then everyone's like,
Man.
oh, you like American Eagle, huh? And he's like, oh, no, I don't know what I've done.
Like it's not only is it just a really stupid process, it is a really stupid brand to get. Like you didn't even get your fraternities thing. It's like being a fan of an NFL team, and instead of getting like the logo or the year they win the Super Bowl, it's me being a Dolphins fan and getting like Tua Tagovailoa branded into my arm.
Yeah, that's like getting the penguins
Oops.
on there. Just get a tattoo.
Granted-
What would be your brand?
Granted, this
I
is
got
coming
tattoos. I'm a real motherfucker.
Yeah.
I get I just like, get a tattoo.
from, you have to keep in
I
mind,
get tattoos like a man.
you have to keep in mind,
Branding's for
I
pussies.
have two different fraternity tattoos myself. So like, I don't have much room to
We
talk
know
about.
it's.
But still, at least I haven't branded myself.
God, can we talk? And we do have room to talk about it, and we will, because Koff got a fucking $15 tattoo on his calf and proceeded to walk around the rest of his college career in shorts.
Only 2 years before I got it fixed.
Man, I want to see that. I'm learning, guys. I did not go to college with them. We're from different states. I'm learning so much about Koff. One, I did not know you had a fraternity tattoo, and two, I did not know that you have two, and then one of them was $15. That's not even like the ink is like costs more than
I'm
that.
lucky I didn't
pretty
get
sure.
fucking hepatitis. Like honestly,
Yeah.
It's basically from a broken Sharpie.
Exactly, dude. That's like they used a thumbtack, a piece of wood, and Sharpie ink.
Hey,
Wait a second. Because I just remembered what the other one is called.
but it's a legit tattoo.
Isn't it a
It's a star shield.
Okay. Isn't it massive? Oh, it's not massive across your back.
No.
It's
just
more like hand size.
Yeah, it's hand size on my shoulder blade.
If
But
you
that
have
was a legit
brand-
tattoo that I spent a couple $100 on at a tattoo shop.
If you have a brand or a bad tattoo, let us know in the comments, and we're gonna read them
Yes.
next episode. Like let's do it.
Yes.
Like we'll do the best. We'll do the best one, and like I will share my first bad bat tattoo story.
Send pictures.
Yeah.
Send pictures. Unbingedpodcast@gmail.com.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Or videos. If you have
Send me
videos of
pics.
you getting branded, send those.
I don't want to see that shit,
too.
dog. Just send the after picture. Like cough, you put your own email out there for that shit. Dog.
$15 tattoo@gmail.com. My bad, at hotmail.com.
Yeah, exactly. Earthlink.net. Something's not
At
even real anymore.
Verizon.net.
CompuServe.
AOL.com. I got my internet from a CD-ROM.
Oh my gosh. Dude, this episode, I will say, it wasn't my favorite episode. It actually might even be my least favorite episode of the season, but I feel like we're setting up some good stuff.
I'm
What
sorry.
was your least favorite?
It's my favorite episode because Ogilvy got shit on, literally. And
That's
made
true,
my
man.
day.
He got the full Rorschach splatter right on the fucking chest, man.
I love Whitaker. He's like, you might want to step back. Oh, too late.
By the way, I don't mean to like talk about shit you can't fix, but like that hairline, man. When is it time?
Dog.
I was like, when is it time? Like I saw him
Just
like
go full
flustered.
Lex
I was like,
Luthor?
oh, gee, you reached that age when those little floppy haircuts don't fly no more. Pal.
You can't do the broccoli if it's going all the way to the
For
stock, my
sure,
man.
for sure.
The broccoli
You
stock.
can't pull it off, bro. A lot of funny things happen in this episode, by the way. One, we get the nurse that is doubling down his bet, or no, he wants to change his bet, and in order to do that, he's got to double down, and he picks sinkhole.
I wonder if it's like he's right. Like it's going to be
He's
the
got
Charlie
inside-
Day
He's got inside
where
info.
it's like
He's got inside info for sure.
He's got a friend at the other
Yeah.
hospital that tipped him off.
Gotta be.
That's why you close the books, man. You don't let him do that again.
Yeah, now too much info's getting out. For sure.
bad bookie, bad bookie.
Yeah, I don't.
Also,
I
bad
don't get
security
it.
guard.
And then
He's letting too many people
Oh my
slip
god,
by.
because the security guard is still loose, man. He's still the juice is loose.
The juice is loose. He's free to tase other people now. Oh, no.
And then we get the guy who doesn't he get brought back?
Yeah, the shoulder injury.
The shoulder guy, right? The shoulder injury guy gets brought back, and it looks like brother, friend, someone, acquaintance brings him a cooler of beers. And Dana's just like, well, you can't eat
Yoink.
anything because you might have surgery, and no beers because it's a goddamn hospital. I love her so
He's
much.
like, what?
don't
A
blame
few
her.
small
I don't
beers?
blame anybody. I don't blame anyone. Like I'm not gonna.
Everyone is right in the scenario.
I would say not everyone is. Data's right, but they are not wrong. Like man, if I had something
They're not wrong for
and
trying.
like dislocate on the 4th of July, buddy, slip me a beer. Like it's
What's the harm? It's pre-surgery beer. What's the worst that could happen?
actually
Death.
it is death. It is kind of fucking scary.
That's Koff's mantra. What's the worst that could happen? Dying.
Alcohol's a blood
Dying,
thinner.
fam.
You could bleed profusely. There's a lot.
I've
Now that I'm
survived
talking
this
through
long,
it,
I'll
there's
be
a lot of
fine.
things. I actually wouldn't do it. I'm a little bit not that gangster to risk that.
Spoken like a man with a $15 tattoo, Koff. All right, we'll be back again next week for the following episode of The Pit. We're also going to be back again tomorrow with an early episode of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. It's coming out Friday, February 6th. It's getting pushed up because of the Super Bowl. That's right. Now we owe the NFL
The
15
superb
bucks.
owl.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I should have said.
You're welcome.
As always, I want to thank everybody for watching or listening all the way through. For myself, for Koff, for his tattoo, for Jag. We'll see you next time. Adios.